So I know one of the biggest issues people are having with Polene is its inconsistent quality and the fact that its quality is also declining. When I first got this bag, I actually did not receive the bag until like almost 3 weeks later, and I had to email the team to say where was my order because it just had never shipped after payment. So I definitely think that ideas of Polene's issue on quality and its customer service are there. It is an issue and I have experienced it, but I think in spite of that, I am still interested in buying their bags. Hey girlies, welcome back to my channel. So I really wanted to do a 1-year review of my Polene Un Nano. I got this a year ago in the Smooth Camel color. I just love this color. I never had a brown colored bag before this, and I think this bag was a great introduction to the brand. It was my first Polene bag period, and since then I have had I think almost 2 to 3 more. So I know one of the biggest issues people are having with Polene is its inconsistent quality and the fact that its quality is also declining. And so I've seen similar videos like this where people are doing 2 to 3 year reviews of their bag, and I can tell that my bag is just not as good as theirs. So I think that if you're someone who's looking to buy this bag in more recent times, this might be a more accurate sense of what kind of bag you will get and how the wear and tear will look like over the years. So first are the pros. So one, I just love this bag. The smooth leather is beautiful. I do think though, if you're hoping to get the Un Nano in particular, because of the fact that it's folded underneath here, it might be more sensible for someone to go with a textured leather, just because eventually I do feel like this will crack. And I think that's just inherently because I'm not sure smooth leather goes with this design, but I just love the feeling of the smooth leather and I love this color, and this color only came in this texture. One of the things I think people are concerned about is scratches, and that is the one thing that I feel like was not an issue for me. I have seen no scratches on the bag. And if there were scratches, I was easily able to buff them out. I think one of the things that you might really worry about is creasing, but that's just something I feel like is inevitable with the bag, so I wouldn't really knock it down for that at all. Overall, I find that this bag to be very practical. I love this pocket in the back here. I definitely think more bags and brands should put back pockets, because I definitely put my Metro card in here or any credit cards. I almost wish that it was bigger so I could put a phone in there, but I definitely feel like this opening itself is big enough and easy enough to open up and take your phone in and out of. So far, I've seen no tarnishing of hardware in terms of the clips. There is a little bit of marks when it comes to this one, but I think that's just natural because you're always opening and closing it, but it hasn't tarnished at all, and so I really love that. So this bag can fit a whole lot. For example, it can fit like a little comb, a little pouch. You can put things like your lipstick, a card holder, AirPods, and sunglasses. And even with that, you can still put a whole lot more. The one thing I would note for this bag is that I wouldn't put things like a water bottle inside, but anything else that's just small, like a portable charger, your phone, would all definitely fit into this bag. And I just love how compact it is because it looks small, but you can fit a lot inside. And the fact that it's crossbody just makes it just a very fuss-free and convenient bag. So for those reasons, I really love the bag. I also love that the bag itself has feet and all the hardware has Polene's name engraved on the hardware. All these small details show to me that in the design creation of this particular bag, there was so much thought that was put into it. So I definitely feel like because this is the first Polene bag that Polene has ever made, hence the name Un, it is just so well thought out in terms of design. And so I definitely feel like it is a timeless bag. Now I know some people remove these straps and carry the bag just like this. I just don't see this bag as a cute top handle bag. I like the feature of the top handle, but I never actually use it in that regard. I think it's just a cute little add-on feature, and I only really use it as a crossbody. Now moving on to the cons of the bag, after 1 year, I've definitely seen noticeable wear and tear. And this is where I feel like people who may have gotten the bag many years ago and have done reviews of the bag up till today have differences between my bag that I bought last year and have significant more wear and tear even after just having the bag for 1 year. So the first thing I want to note is that where these two pieces of leather are stitched together, there has been some cracking here. So I'm not sure if that's noticeable on camera, but if you can tell, some of the stitching here has maybe busted open or cracked. The second thing that I think people might want to know is that where the straps meet, there's significant amount of friction and sound. So you can hear that sound, which is kind of annoying, but that's not the point. I think the more of the point is that there has been friction to the point that some of the leather has worn off, or the coloring has worn off here, and some of the leather has stripped off on the other side. So I definitely feel like there might be friction use here that has caused some of the leather to peel off, and so I'm kind of sad about that part. But because it's just so minute, people just don't see it. I feel like I can look past it, but it's just something that I think people should know. So overall, I definitely think that the bag is just not pristine. There is wear and tear after a year, and you should expect there to be, especially with the smooth leather. But for me, it mainly concerns like cracking and the wearing of leather versus the scratching. I feel like the scratching, unless you're like really getting in there, it won't matter as much. But overall, would I recommend this bag? I think the last thing that I haven't talked about is the price increase. So when I got this bag, it was $440. Thinking about where Polene is in terms of price differentiation across brands, I used to see Polene more of a Coach brand where you hit that $300 to $400 range. But I know now this bag is over $500, and that's where I start to see like I'm sort of tapping out, because $500 is this point where you start to really think about the value you're getting from the bag. One, because it is a small bag, and two, what other kinds of bags can you get for that price? And a lot of this fuss-free status to me came from the fact that it was just less expensive. So the more expensive it gets, the less fuss-free of a nature that I would attribute to this bag. And just knowing that I just got this bag for $460 and this was $440 and now $510, for some reason it just makes no sense to me that this bag is more expensive than the C Mini, which can hold a lot more. Now I understand that this bag might be a little bit more intricate than the Sim Mini is, and I also understand that sometimes it's also about the design. So for example, this bag might be more popular, and the fact that it is the first Polene bag that Polene has ever made, its iconic status might justify its higher price. I just don't think above $500 is where I would buy this kind of bag. But if you really love this bag, I think this goes with anything, and you decide that you really are going to use it a lot, then I do think it might be worth it. I know this bag has come in so many more colors nowadays, and so I definitely love that. If you don't like the camel color or you don't want it in smooth leather, there are tons of more options. But if you want this color, you unfortunately have to get it in smooth leather. The interesting thing about Polene is that if you were to go pre-loved, the prices are just so similar that it's just not really worth it to get it even used, in my opinion. I think it's a matter of buying it new or not buying it at all. One of the bags that I think is just like a perfect example of this is the Numero D. Like, I know every girl loves that bag and it's super practical, but at this point the smooth leather version is $650, and I find that kind of ridiculous. And so if you're someone who just really loves this bag and has never bought Polene, I would say this is your time to bite the bullet and get it, and just like not think about it anymore, because the prices will continue to increase, and at some point I just start to think like it's just not worth it anymore. Anyways, if you like this video, I hope you'll give it a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!